What's up, YouTube? So, Mirror's Edge, Catalyst, the thing which I've been incredibly excited to play. I love the first one. It's probably one of my favourite games of all time. I think what made it so good was the really rich world that was created from pretty much, it was just like Portal and Portal 2, where there's not much going on in the world, obviously, or it's very clean and whatever. But that's what made it great. They managed to pretty much tell a whole story without saying anything at all, which is really good, and it's a sign of a very good game. It was also a very rare thing that it was a single player game, self-contained. The only really extra thing to do was try and get the achievements or the trophies. And of course you had the challenge mode, which was like the race point-to-point thing, which is in the sequel quite a lot. So, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, Mirror's Edge 2, whatever you want to call it, is it any good? Well, yes. The free running is absolutely stunning using the Frostbite engine, and just the whole thing is really just, it works. And, well, there are some issues. This has now turned into yet another bloody open world game, which I am absolutely sick of playing. I am sick of arbitrary tokens, orbs, books, bags, phones, etc. that you need to collect, or it's just hanging over you like a noose, because you want to complete the game, and you just got to do all this boring shit that stupidly fleshes out the game for no reason. I mean, I think even in GTA 5 they did away with the hidden packages because they realised that this was boring shit, and they just put the stranger missions in, which were a lot more fun. So in this game, it really does feel like Assassin's Creed, where you've got all the different races, you've got lots of little things to collect, and I feel that it takes away from the whole game and the actual ethos of the game, as well. It's just a bit silly. Now, they've also added a very fleshed out kind of story, which I couldn't give two shits about. The first game was a very interesting tale of an evil corporation and you, being the people, overcoming such organisation. Now, it didn't go too much into the mythos or lore or anything really. It was just told this company's evil, and by the design of the actual company, you could tell they were evil. Although in this game, they have pretty much got the design, etc. of all the evil corporations and just made it completely obvious, which I think is pretty silly. So, all the extra bullshit, the layer of crap they've added on top of it, I think really does do the game a disservice, because at its heart, it's a very good free-running game, but it's marred by combat, open world, etc. I mean, you're doing missions for people who you don't even know who they are, and you don't really care. It comes into the fact of, with Watch Dogs, and obviously Watch Dogs 2 coming out very soon, or at least this year, the story was crap. It was just really boring. I didn't care what anyone had to say. But the gameplay was fun. The core gameplay was fun. But the rest of it was just really dull. So that's the same here. Which is a big disappointment, because obviously we were expecting a kind of the first game, but on a very technological improvement scale, and have it scaled up to be fantastic. So I've played a good 6 hours of it, and I just am a bit disappointed that they've added all this onto it. Now, I will probably enjoy the whole game, but the problem is, I'm just not that invested in it, and I don't really want to have to go out and try and get all these audio conversations, etc., in a world which they've kind of added on it, which no one really cares about. It was better in the first game when you didn't say much at all, and you let the player discover the world and see just what the dichotomy and the status quo is in the game. Now, the combat in the game is okay. I mean, the first game, the combat was alright. The game wasn't about beating people up. It was about free running, etc. And in this game, you've got a talent tree, and you can unlock the role, and you can unlock the ability to tuck your legs in using experience points, which is just absolute mind-boggling, because it's just not... I just don't really like the idea of that at all. Now, the question is, do you pick this game up? If you're a fan of Mirror's Edge, the first game, then yes, I would pick that up. I would go out and buy it. If you are new to the franchise, I would probably say play the first Mirror's Edge to begin with and see if you like it. But of course, there are always Steam sales and, well, not Steam, sorry, because this is only on Origin. But there are Origin sales, and there are obviously, because the first game went down very quickly. I picked it up around Christmas time for about £10, which is really, really cheap for a video game. So the problem is, I think, with modern titles where they want people to be invested and possibly play the game for a very, very long time. And obviously, they've looked at open world games such as The Witcher and Assassin's Creed, and they are beloved. So games are now becoming incredibly open world, which really not many people really want. It works for the game, but the open world in this game is you're just on actual rooftops. And it doesn't really seem that good. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that review. Drop a like and a subscribe if you're going to be picking this up, or if you're not, or whatever. And I'll see you soon. Goodbye.